The power pivot, when experience meets purpose. Welcome to the Pink Parachute Diaries podcast, where we amplify the voices of Black women who are making waves in their respective fields. Today, I had the extraordinary opportunity to sit down with Dr. Kym Oglesby, an educational leader, publisher, and advocate who's redefining what it means to pivot with purpose. Dr. Kym is out here building pathways for authors, students, and entire communities through the transformative power of storytelling and equity focused work. They're not just changing lives, they're dismantling the barriers that told too many of us our stories didn't matter. They are proving that our careers don't have to follow a straight line to make a profound impact on the world. And that sometimes the most revolutionary thing we can do is realign everything we've built towards something that actually sets our souls on fire. And here's what Dr. Kym taught me that I need you to hear today. You know that feeling when you're good at something, really good, but deep down, it doesn't quite fit anymore. When success starts to feel like you're wearing someone else's shoes, polished and professional, but pinching in all the wrong places. When you look at your calendar and see back-to-back meetings that pay the bills but drain something essential from you. Yeah, that's where a lot of us live. We're the fixers, the ones they call when things are broken, the ones who show up, lead the team, solve the problem, get the applause, and then go home wondering if this is it. If this is all our expertise and effort and late nights were supposed to amount to. Dr. Kym knows that feeling intimately. They spent years building a foundation in leadership and marketing, being the person organizations turned to when they needed someone to step up and make things work. And they were excellent at it, the kind of excellent that gets you promoted, recognized, depended upon. But here's the thing, nobody tells you about excellence without alignment. It's just expensive maintenance. You're sustaining systems, not transforming them. You're surviving, not thriving. And for Black women especially, we've been conditioned to accept survival as success. We've been told that having a seat at the table is enough, even when that table was never designed with us in mind, even when we're the only ones bringing our own chair, setting our own place, and still being asked to be grateful for the crumbs. But here's the truth Dr. Kym discovered, and it's the truth I want you to write down, screenshot, tattoo on your soul if necessary. Pivots are realignments, not resets. Let me say that again because we've been lied to for far too long. Pivots are realignments, not resets. Your hard earned experience in leadership, operations, community work, all of it, none of it is wasted. You don't have to throw away your resume and start from scratch like some career amnesia patient. You don't have to pretend the last 10 years didn't happen or that the skills you've honed don't count. What you do need to do is pair that experience with education, with purpose, with a vision bigger than the job description that's been suffocating you in a corner office with a view of someone else's dream. Dr. Kym did exactly that. They looked at their career, all that expertise in fixing systems and leading teams, and asked a different question. Not what's next, but what's necessary. And the answer wasn't another title with more responsibility and the same limitations. It was impact, real, measurable, outcome changing impact in literacy, in equity, in workforce development, the kind of impact that shifts trajectories, not just quarterly reports. So they pursued advanced education in educational leadership, not because they didn't know enough, but because they wanted to amplify what they already knew with data driven structure and deeper strategic tools. They wanted to transform their ability to fix things into an ability to fundamentally change things. And then they built media platforms. They merged publishing, PR, and community opportunities into a unified vision. They took all those separate chapters, the marketing expertise, the leadership skills, the fixer mentality, and turn them into a purpose led mission that creates pathways for people who've been told their stories don't matter, their voices don't count, their experiences don't deserve a platform. Now, Dr. Kym mentors others, designs programs, and opens doors that were previously locked, guarded, or invisible. That's not a reset. That's a realignment. That's taking everything you've earned and aiming it at something that actually matters to you, something that makes you wake up with energy instead of dread. And I know what some of you are thinking, but I'm good at what I do. I make decent money. People respect me. My parents are proud. Why rock the boat? Because comfort is expensive and Black women pay the highest price. We're the ones who get handed pink slips while mediocre men get golden parachutes. We're the ones expected to be grateful for scraps while doing the work of three people. We're the ones told to wait our turn, be patient, prove ourselves one more time, just one more project, just one more year, just one more compromise of who we actually are. Dr. Kym's story reminds us that courage trumps comfort every single time. Choosing growth over predictability evolves your career into a mission driven force. It turns those fixer roles into transformative platforms. It takes your ability to lead, to organize, to solve problems, and it channels that power into something that doesn't just sustain systems, it changes them. It dismantles them when necessary. It builds new ones when the old ones were never designed for our liberation in the first place. Let me tell you about Lysandra because her story is your story. It's my story. It's the story of so many Black and multicultural women who've been playing small in spaces that don't deserve us. Lysandra was in higher education doing good work, meaningful work, but she felt it, that stagnation, that sense that her impact had a ceiling. And that ceiling was built by people who couldn't imagine her full potential, who saw her as a diversity checkbox rather than a visionary leader. She needed to pivot, but she didn't need to start over. She didn't need to erase her expertise or apologize for her ambition. She leveraged her network. She invested in professional development. She took her transferable skills, leadership strategy, relationship building, and she stepped into nonprofit leadership focused on multicultural community impact, specifically serving Latinx and Latina communities. And here's the thing that makes me want to stand up and applaud. Lysandra didn't get a new degree first. She didn't wait for permission from some gatekeeper who would have told her she wasn't ready. She used what she had and she moved. She realigned her expertise with a purpose that lit her up. And now she's driving impact through strategic positioning and the kind of vision that only comes when you stop asking, "Can I?" and start declaring, "Watch me." That's what realignment looks like. That's what happens when you refuse to let your career be defined by someone else's limitations, someone else's imagination, someone else's fear of your full power. Now, I also want to talk about Danny time because Danny's pivot speaks to something we don't talk about enough: overthinking. Danny was in corporate, successful by every traditional measure, checking all the boxes, but they wanted something different. They wanted flexibility. They wanted to travel. They wanted a career that supported their life, not the other way around. They wanted to wake up in a different city and still be building something meaningful. And they were stuck, paralyzed by uncertainty, waiting for the perfect plan, the perfect moment, the perfect confidence that never arrives on schedule. But here's what Danny figured out, and it's what Dr. Kym's work reinforces over and over: action precedes confidence. You don't wait until you're ready. You don't wait until every detail is mapped out. You take small steps. You negotiate a remote role. You launch a side project. You have one conversation that scares you. You collect evidence that your pivot is possible by doing it, not by thinking about it in the shower for the 700th time. Danny built a location independent coaching business, and now they help other people navigate their own pivots, their own realignments, their own journeys from comfortable cages to purposeful freedom. They didn't have it all figured out first. They figured it out by moving, by experimenting, by building the plane while flying it. And that's the third thing Dr. Kym wants you to remember, the thing that ties all of this together. Transformation follows when experience meets purpose. You don't need a whole new you. You don't need to become someone else or pretend your past doesn't exist. You need to mentor others with what you already know. You need to build programs that reflect your values. You need to watch those separate chapters, the corporate job, the side hustle, the volunteer work, the degree you're pursuing, the skills you've been collecting like precious stones. You need to watch them unify into something intentional, something powerful, something that proves your career was always designed to evolve with you, not against you. Because here's what they don't tell you in those leadership seminars and professional development workshops. They don't tell you that the system is designed to keep you in your lane. They don't tell you that for Black women, pivoting isn't just a career move, it's an act of resistance. It's saying, I will not be limited by your imagination. I will not shrink to fit your comfort. I will not perform gratitude for opportunities that should have been mine from the beginning. I will take my experience, my education, my purpose, and I will build something that reflects who I actually am, not who you need me to be to make you comfortable. Dr. Kym's journey from corporate fixer to educational leader and publisher isn't just inspiring, it's instructive, it's a blueprint. It shows us that we don't have to choose between expertise and passion, between stability and purpose, between who we've been and who we're becoming. We get to bring it all with us. We get to realign, not reset. We get to honor every chapter while writing new ones that actually feel like ours. So here's what I need from you. And this isn't a suggestion, it's a challenge. Audit your why right now. Not next week after that big presentation, not after you finish that project, not when things calm down, because things never calm down. Today, get out a journal, a notes app, the back of a receipt, I don't care, and write down one task from this week that drained you and one task that energized you. Be honest, then match them to a purpose, equity, literacy, community development, economic justice, environmental sustainability, whatever makes your heart beat faster and your excuses sound hollow. And then commit to one small step, one course, one coffee chat with someone in your network who's doing work that excites you, one application, one conversation where you say out loud what you've been thinking in secret, one action that moves you from comfortable to curious, from stuck to strategic. Who's your first accountability partner? Text them before you finish listening to this. Tell them you're realigning. Tell them you're done playing small. Tell them you listened to Dr. Kym's story on the Pink Parachute Diaries and you're ready to pivot with purpose, with courage, with the full weight of everything you've already built. Because here's the truth, and it's the truth that Dr. Kym embodies every single day. Your career is not a ladder. It's not a straight line. It's not a race where someone else sets the finish line and judges your time. It's a series of realignments, each one bringing you closer to the intersection of what you're good at and what the world needs. And for Black women, that intersection is where we stop surviving and start thriving. That's where we stop accepting pink slips and start building our own parachutes, our own platforms, our own power. Dr. Kym took their leadership skills their marketing expertise, their fixer mentality, and they paired it with advanced education and a commitment to equity. They built media platforms, they mentor, they design programs, they create opportunities for people whose stories have been silenced, whose potential has been dismissed, whose dreams have been deferred by systems that were never designed to celebrate them. And they did it without erasing a single chapter of their journey. They realigned, they evolved, they transformed. You can too. You must too, because the world doesn't need more of us playing small. The world doesn't need more of us fitting into spaces that were never designed for our full selves. The world needs you at the intersection of your experience and your purpose. The world needs your realignment, your pivot, your courage to choose growth over comfort, transformation over maintenance, purpose over predictability. So stop waiting for permission, stop waiting for confidence, stop waiting for the perfect moment. Start auditing your why. Start taking small steps. Start building the career that reflects who you actually are, not who they need you to be. Start now, because your realignment isn't just about you, it's about every person who will benefit from your purpose driven work. It's about every story you'll amplify, it's about every system you'll transform. It's about proving that Black women don't just survive. We build, we lead, we transform, we thrive. Dr. Kym did it. Lysandra did it. Danny did it. Now it's your turn. Realign, pivot, transform. The world is waiting for what only you can build when experience finally meets purpose.